I expected to have this talk much later. But given the latest developments, I think it's time you learned what you're really getting yourselves into.
Listen now, my children, as we reveal to you a secret of the utmost importance. Perhaps the most important ever bequeathed. The Sanctorium is corrupt.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'll have you know, this information is of the highest importance. The Sanctorium, the embodiment of the gods on Hirion, is corrupt!
Old news.
Yeah, don't take this the wrong way, but everyone knows that already. Except for you and one or two village priests here and there. Everyone either fears or hates the Sanctorium, usually both. But it's not like they have any other choice. Without the Sanctorium to petition the gods, there's no magic. Without the mining of the crystals and blessing of the Sanctorium, no magic. At least they contribute to the war effort.
Okay, now that's cleared up. Next step. I'll take it from here, Master. The Sanctorium isn't just corrupt. It's completely lost its path. To the point that the gods themselves have turned against it.
The gods, huh? And how do you know that?
10 years ago, they asked me, personally, to set things right within the Sanctorium, and...
Okay, now that's new.
What?
You're kidding, right?
No pupil dilation. She's not lying.
What do you mean, the gods asked you?
When I was just a little girl, the gods came to me and asked me to save the world from a blight that would consume everything.
Nice! Oh, this is gold! Who would have guessed? The priestess has gone completely nuts.
This isn't a joke, it's important!
I think what my mistress is saying is that she would have an easier time suspending her disbelief if you could show some proof of your assertions.
As it should be. But I won't be the one to convince you. Darian will.
What? Why me, Selene? You can ask me a lot of things, but how do you expect me to swallow this whole? How do you expect me to defend you when I don't even believe you myself?
I'm not asking anyone to believe me without proof. But you will eventually realize that I'm telling you the truth.
I suggest we resume this conversation later. The snowstorm seems to have died down, and we still have a long way to go to reach the cathedral.
What cathedral?
The sacred cathedral of Ulakaris. A sacred place that has been lost through the ages. A place of unfathomable power. Finding it will be the crowning achievement in my tortured existence.
Darian, try and remember what happened in the Elon mines that day. That's all I need you to do.
Okay, now my interest is piqued. What about the cathedral? And Oberos, how does he fit into all this? And about this lost connection he told you about?
All answers in due time.
But the wait is killing me.
A perfectly nice way to waste bullets.
Darkness before dawn. I should have started my story from the beginning. Darian, do you remember the time I saved you? Back in the Elon mines?
Again? What is there to say? You used magic to save us all. It caused quite a fuss in the village back then.
What happened exactly?
We were stuck in a crystal mine with all the other miners when the Gurns swooped in. We were no match. I wanted to play the hero, and I only put everyone's lives in danger. All of us thought we would die. Until Selene came and saved us all. She just stormed in, throwing fireball after fireball. She'd never even used magic before, so it came as a shock to everyone. It was a joke for many years in the village that a young girl saved a dozen burly miners.
How old did you say she was?
12. Her magical powers were the perfect excuse for our mother to send her to a convent. The Sanctorium could never have turned down such a talented sorceress. Everyone in the village just went on and on about how Selene was a god-sent miracle.
Oh, I'm sure that finding a tutor to train her in the art of magic is a miracle in itself, especially in a small farming village.
That's the thing. Selene never had a tutor. She learned on her own.
She learned magic on her own. Oh, please. Wait, really?
Yes.
But that's impossible. There's no such thing as a natural magic user. Even prodigies undergo extensive training before they can use magic. And I should know I was one of those prodigies.
It would be a lie to say I had no teacher. The voices taught me.
The voices? What voices? What are you talking about?
Mom and I decided to keep it a secret from everyone. Even from you. She didn't want people thinking I was mad.
But...
I was 12 when it first happened. I was working in the orchard when a crystal near me began to glow. Just like that. Something flashed before my eyes and I blacked out. When I came around, the voices were there, talking. They were kind. They explained to me that I shouldn't be afraid because they had come for a reason. They had a mission for me. They didn't tell me what it was then, but I trusted them fully. I didn't panic. It just felt safe. One step at a time, they told me what to do. The gestures, the breathing, the mental conjuring. Learning to use magic came simply and naturally. It was amazing. I felt guided, strong, all-powerful. And most of all, I felt love. I didn't even have to ask the voices who they were. I knew it was the gods.
Selene, I
swear you'll understand everything. Just give me some time.
When Oberos mentioned your lost connection, was he referring to the fact you weren't hearing the voices anymore? Maybe?
There's more to the story, but...
If yes, then that would mean that Oberos...
is linked to the gods somehow. Yes, that's why I need answers from him.
Let's press on. Great things await us.
Don't worry, I got this! Take this!
By the will of the gods.
Take this!
Darkness before dawn.
Take this! Let's end this, quickly! There! There! There!
Out of the way!
Darkness before dawn.
Choke on this!
Darkness before dawn. Didn't you wonder how I knew you were in danger in the mines back home? The voices warned me. And they also warned me that my life would change in the aftermath. So, when Mom sent me to the convent, I didn't fight her. The voices told me it was supposed to be that way, but they didn't tell me what would happen afterwards. Once I joined the Sanctorium, my magical abilities were noticed quickly. For my tutors, it was inconceivable that a farm girl could learn such complex magic on her own. They kept pressuring me to tell them that someone, a rogue priest, a sorcerer, took me under their wing and taught me. They insinuated many things and hated that I wouldn't confess. As a consequence, I was severely punished.
And your ethereal friends, those voices, where were they during all of this?
That's when the situation became increasingly difficult. As soon as I left the country, they suddenly fell silent.
Uh-huh.
It was I was alone, ridiculed for my upbringing, and singled out because of my gifts. Every day I called to them, prayed to them, implored them, and I was caught doing so. The tutors quickly chalked me up as some kind of crazy genius.
Is this why Vaughn called you the Mad One?
Yes, from then on, I was a misfit. It had some advantages. The tutors stopped mistreating me. Eventually, they lost interest in me. I was left alone for a long time.
Until
Until I arrived, of course. A special pupil needs a... Why are you looking at me like that?
Weren't you going to continue the story?
Reminder, I'm an old man who was tortured to the brink of death moments ago. Do you really think I'm in any shape to walk and talk at the same time? Really, Darian, shouldn't I be the one going senile?
You look better already.
Oh, thanks. I work out a lot. Anyway, this mountain won't climb itself.
A prayer for your wayward soul. Darkness before dawn. the will of the gods.
It's a good thing I found Selene at the time, else her incredible potential would have been utterly wasted. The brutal interrogation methods used by my ex-colleagues left her in bad shape. She was bitter and doubting herself.
Oh, now. You say that?
That was such a long time ago, my dear. Today I can reveal that my humiliating defeat was a simple trust-building exercise.
Right.
As I was saying, Selene was beginning to think she was actually crazy.
Which she's not, obviously.
Luckily, she happened to meet the only man in the Sanctorium who actually knew that what she was going through was a natural phenomenon, which had already been documented several times in recent millennia.
Documented? And by
The Venatis.
The same Venatis who built the cathedral we are seeking right now.
And the same Venatis whose automatons now roam free in the countryside.
I'm starting to see a trend there.
Oh, the Venatis were a fascinating cast of prehistoric Astrians. It was common knowledge at the sound. Through the gods' council.
Okay, now I'm thinking you might be crazy too, old man.
I'm still running some tests, but this would explain my molecular structure. If this body is of Venati origin, of course.
No offense, Thea, but I already chalked you up as crazy a long time ago.
If my single good eye wasn't supporting my entire structure right now, I would be rolling it at you.
So this crystal cathedral, was it built
Yes, it's a place of great power. As I said, Selene lost her ability to hear the voices of the gods during her internment at the convent. Now, following the proper ritual in the Venati Cathedral, she should be...
Guidance about the cure, and it was all written on the alabaster
The thing we had to dig up with the Nekaru before we met you?
Yes, it was a relic I stole from the
just like Carnegie?
Soon you'll understand how that could be a problem for me.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot of information. I stopped following a long time ago.
I'll summarize it for you at the end.
No, it's not too complicated. It's just that I don't care.
I hope this new layer of complexity won't deter you from doing your part in the bargain, Fallon.
Don't worry, Priestess. The moment you waggled that key in front of my nose, I knew you were bad news. But I find it hard to resist high-risk, high-reward activities.
You know what else is too high? These mountains, so let's get climbing.
Darkness before dawn.
By the will of the gods. A prayer for your wayward soul.
I feel nothing.
Pain.
Darkness before dawn. Darkness before dawn.
Balls.
Darkness before dawn.
Hell yeah!
Take this! Take this!
A prayer for your wayward soul.
Take this!
Pain.
Yeah!
Darkness before dawn.
There! Yeah!
This kind of feels like deja vu.
Take this!
Out of the way!
Take this! Take this!
Pain!
By the will of the gods.
Choke on this!
There!
A prayer for your wayward soul.
Out of the way!
Ta!
The other day, Cora told me you were planning to overthrow the Sanctorium Elders. Is that true?
Nothing as dramatic as that. My aim is to reform the... Me and Alfarius have already garnered support from several people in the Sanctorium's ranks. Once we have the support of the people, the Elders won't be able to deny me a seat in the Council.
The support of the... Wait, is that why you're making those speeches sometimes? That's what Jagholm was supposed to be?
Yes. And now, Tir Kalem, too.
Aha! Nice.
The people need to know that someone is fighting for their salvation. That there is someone they can...
Selene will find a cure to the corrosion and become a heroic figure to the people. A savior, a saint.
This is completely nuts.
Once her status is recognized by the relevant authorities, she will reach the highest rank in the Sanctorium. And we'll use it to set things right.
Why go to all this trouble to reform the Sanctorium? Why now? Can't it wait until the war is over?
It can't wait much longer.
Because magic is slowly disappearing. Okay, I should stop asking questions.
Then I'll take the bait myself. Why and how is magic?
Crystals are the homes of the... But that is not all.
How can you possibly know that magic is vanishing? Did the gods tell you that too?
They didn't tell me. I can feel it.
And you just keep...
This is why I must talk to the gods, restore the connection I lost. It's been years since their last message. And now, Oberos claims to be the last of their... There are too many unknowns.
I'm not sure about...
Well, at least the story seems consistent.
Okay, now Oberos is going to corrupt. What am I supposed to make of that?
We could just accept it as fact.
Is that all of this is true? Good grief.
They can't, and they won't. They wouldn't have sent me.
That's, rather.
Could a mother deny a crying baby? It's the same relationship between the gods and the humans.
You have quite a way with words, Alfarius.
Magic, just like the...
Theories and.
Remember the Raslan comet?
That old legend? It was. I mean. How the hell am I supposed to deal with it? The whole time you were playing a high stakes game right under my nose. And all along, I'm just. The sucker who wants to save his mom and protect his sister.
It doesn't change anything, Darian. I need you at my side more than ever, and we are still doing this to save Mom. It just so happens that the fate of the world also hangs in the balance.
This is crazy.
Yes! This is crazy! It's got all the ingredients. And here I thought we were just looking for a boring old cure. Oh, now that's great.
Do you realize how much this whole plan hangs on you?
I do, and I stand by what I've told you. We will find the silver.
And you guys?
I still don't care, by the way. I'm already wanted by most of the authorities in Harrion. Even if this Vaughn or any other fanatic from the Sanctorium tries to stop you from attaining your goal, it simply means more fighting. And I'm down with that.
And I have no choice.
Okay, I'm glad we're finally done with the drama. Now, can we at least push on to the final stretch of our journey?
Thea, do you. What you said you do.
The sum up, you mean? Yes. I will be able to summarize in words that even a 5-year-old can understand.
Make it for a 5-year-old who thinks his sister's crazy.
I'm glad somebody's enjoying all this.